out, and we have a big week ahead of us. So I just want to hop right into things for try to make sure that we take people's time, consider people's time. Okay, let's just go ahead and hop right into things. All right. Ooh, big week ahead of us. So if by watching or reading this, you're saying you understand the following. I'm not a financial advisor. This session is solely for educational purposes. This is not trading advice. There's significant financial risk associated with options trading, and I'm not liable for your wins or losses in the market if you decide to act on this information. Let's go. Let's go. Just to hop right into the options order flow. We have for call options flow on Friday, top flow was going into MSTR, BSX, Microsoft, Meta, Palantir. On the flip side, we had EWZ, NVIDIA, X, FSLR, Hood, and Coin. For the week was MSTR, PDD, Tesla, Palantir, Google, and FCX. On the put or short side, we have Apple, Broadcom, Microsoft, Amazon, and Coin. Now, 1 second, I'm just making some notes here while I'm going. There's my notepad. Yeah. All right, so let's just jump right into profits, man. So, we just completed, well, we still have one more day of March. Technically, tomorrow is the 31st. Um, but from January 2nd through March 28th, one contract per trade alerts delivered a net profit of 19 bands, $233.94. So that's one contract per trade alert. So, like I said, if you're out here and you're the type of person that I buy two contracts no matter what the trade alert is, then you just made like 40 bands and the first quarter of 2025. So, but again, it's just one contract per trade alert, averaging 156% per trade. That's the profit per trade, right? With an ROI of 7,000, I'll say 7.6,000% on the $250 membership and about at 11,000% ROI on the 175 membership. So that's an amazing accomplishment for everyone who's following this process and that's trucking along with us. Again, even if you don't take every single trade, just having that mental toughness and staying with us and just following along and sticking to the process, just having some trust and like I said, and during things like this, it get a little tough sometimes, and you just want to look and say, what does the track record show? You know what I mean? The numbers don't lie. Let me follow that process, and you see what actually can happen when you do that. All right, so these are our January numbers. I'm not going to go through these because we've already went through them. We're going to do the updated March profits here. So for March, we cleared 6,100 for the month of March thus far. Again, this is net profits, and these are based on, like I said, one contract per trade alert. So this is where we are. So we did not, we got to 19, like I said, 19, 20, 19, 2, but that's close enough for me to get in 20,000 in the first quarter. I didn't even expect to do that, but I know we're way ahead of schedule as far as clearing last year's profits of 62K. We're on course for at least 80K if we keep up this pace that we're going now. So again, everybody be proud of themselves. And so just for this week, I mean for the month of March, again, March Madness, we like to kill March Madness. One contract per trade alert, again, 6,100, that's 6,100 at $2, with averaging 179% per trade alert with an ROI of 2,400% on the $250 membership and 3,400% on the 175. Again, we're just crushing it, man. That's what we do around here, and that's what we're going to continue to do. So again, let's just keep it going. Check. All right, market talk. Let's talk some market stuff, man. Again, we had a great week last week, and I like it was a quiet week. It was a pretty quiet week, I'll say. It was a quiet week, but even on quiet weeks, you can make money on quiet weeks. And I took some time off last week also. I'm doing this new thing now, just so there's no pressure, and just also I want to just like teach the team just discipline also, and just have them ready for the trades, because what happens is like and I'm gonna get right into it, but just prefacing it a little bit that if let's say we have one trade that's really good or whatever, the people who did not get into that last trade, or missed it for whatever reason, they won't miss the next one because they're motivated because of the last trade. But then if we cut a trade, or a trade just doesn't play out the way we want to, you know, they'll miss the following trade when they definitely should not do that. You know what I mean? And it's just it's one of those things where last week, so what I said I was going to start doing, I said this a few weeks ago. I'm like, if we have a really, really crazy week on a trade, um, that I was going to Oh, hold on one second. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I was wondering why um this did not look right. Hold on one second. Just one second. Hold on. I just noticed something while I was just going through the setup here. Yeah, I made a mistake. I knew I made a mistake. I knew something looked off. One second. Hold on one second. So yeah, we had a lot more than we did. Hold on, I gotta redo that one slide. I just noticed something in real time. I calculate the meta contract that we made a mistake on that profit for that one. So anyway, I'll fix it, but I knew it was a lot more than what it was. I transposed the cost of the contract, and it was actually a lot more than what I put down here. So I just happened to notice that in real time. So it needs to be corrected, and I have to definitely correct that. One sec. So yeah, so the profits are a little different. I'll have that sorted out before the end of this meeting, but yeah, let me just make a note here, and then we're gonna move on, because that's very important to get corrected right away. Yeah, wow, shit, guys. Oh, I see what happened. I think I see what happened. Nah, it's still wrong. One sec. And we're gonna move on, but let's have to change this up.
Hello? Can
Yes,
you hear me? Oh, hey. While you doing whatever you doing, I want to shout out J Rock and JC. I seen your tweet, but like just so that we have that documented because they killed last week. JC's just new to the group and she just been catching these trades and making that money. You know, I'm always big up the girls. But J Rock also like I see you growing in your journey and like you just killing it. I'm just liking what I'm seeing. So I just wanted to shout y'all out. Last week was a great week. Um, we started off killing, so I just feel like your work was done. Everything else was like extra. So yeah.
yeah, no, that was great. That was great. I like to
No, I
see.
definitely appreciate the both of y'all too. It just goes to show that Antoine really lays out that foundation for making this a lot easier than it really perceives to be. People think that it's very hard, and it is very hard. But granted, when you got a mentor who lays out a solid foundation like you do, it's a lot easier to actually be productive and successful in this business.
Yeah, no,
That's a fact.
yeah, no, we actually that was a pretty really good week. Like I said, as far as like seeing what J Rock was doing and just seeing how he was able to just make it happen and just do what he was doing. That's just a great thing. And it was the consistency for me. You know how I feel about consistency. It's not about, like I said, it's a lot of people who try to, just to get big contracts or whatever the situation is, or just jumping out of trades just because they are afraid or whatever the situation is. What I saw was a consistency across the board for J Rock, and because he was clearing over $500 per trade, he was clearing over $500 per trade, and it was like a few trades, and yeah, it was a few trades, and then I saw like with the app loving trade that I wanted to ask you about too, because I like how you did that also with the app loving trade on Thursday. How you still managed to say, you know what, I still have a target that I'm looking to make, and you still made like $500-600 for that. So it was like four back-to-back trades. Now again, there were trades before then, but I'm just saying like the whole meta what would we call that? The meta experience that we had. You know what I'm saying? You were in that trade and you just you ride it, but it's just like it's about really people don't understand. Like it's just this trading is not just about being able to read charts or to talk that market talk or to, the talk the market talk and all of that. It's about really being able to be disciplined, consistent. You have to the focus, all of those things, the mindset, that's something that you can't teach. I mean, you can't, that's something you can't mimic. That's not something that you can buy. It's either you got it or you're willing to, that what you don't have, and you're willing to put that work in so that way you can get from where you are to where you need to be. And like I said, I saw that from J Rock, and I'm like, okay, I like to see that, because think about it. If you could just do that, like a lot of people are getting, in the trades or out of trades or just jumping in like at any point of the trading of the trade cycle, and just like and me, I'm always gonna judge based on like percentages and stuff like that too, but just knowing. And then it was one day last week, not yeah last week, that well yeah the week before this week, the weekend in the 21st, where J Rock, he posted not only that he got into the meta trade, but he posted what he saw to make him get into the trade. And that was like he got extra points from me for that, because he saw that uptrend. He saw exactly what I saw that made me alert the trade. Because what that does is that puts things into perspective. It shows like, okay, cool. This is why the trade was called out. So I'm gonna wait for this retest right here, because this is the trend right here. I'm not just gonna say, and I told y'all this last week, and I'm gonna say it every week though too. Don't just ask me, is it too late to get into the trade? There's a better question that you can ask, like, where is the price target? You know what I mean? Like, where is support on this for this trade? Because then that'll give you a better opportunity. Because again, there's a place called no man's land where you do not want to enter a trade, because in no man's land, a lot of things happen in there. A lot of things happen there. A trade loses momentum and it goes back to retest before taking off again. It fizzles out and dies. Things that can happen. Or it's almost very close to. It could be very close to the price target. And now it's like, is it worth me paying this much money to get into this trade now, because it's in no man's land? Because me, I'm thinking about things in probabilities, and I tell y'all to think of the trades the same way. So when I'm picking apart your entry prices, where I see like, okay, damn, you spent $500 to make $100. Like, nah, that's not gonna work for me. I'm gonna call that out every time, because it's like I said, if someone offers you an investment opportunity and says to you, I got this proposition for you. If you give me $1,000, I'll give you 200 back. And there's a big possibility that you could lose all of this or most of your investment if it doesn't work out. But if you do trust me with your $1,000, I'll give you $200 back. You're like, what? Hold up. I'm giving you my $1,000 for just a $200 return on investment. You know what I mean? Like, am I really going to do that? Like a 20% return on investment? Do I want that? No, that's not worth my $1,000. You got to look at trading the same way. But if you don't have any sort of plan before getting into the trade, it's going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we were talking about like last week, I told y'all the whole plan for Tesla. Told y'all how Tesla was gonna, like it was like the whole market was looking bearish last week. But I'm a guy, I'm looking for pivots. I'm looking for the pivot point. So like I told y'all last Sunday, I'm like, look, if the market is going to pivot, we're at the place where it's likely to pivot here. And if it dies, then let it die. But this is where a pivot starts at some point. And most people catch the pivot once it's already in play. We got into it early with Meta. And that's why we were able to generate so much profits. And most of our trades, the reason they print north of 100% is because we're buying at key levels. We're buying at where the pivot is happening. We're buying where support or where resistance is. And so we're being able to ride that whole trade. Now, obviously, sometimes trades get cut because there are situations where you know, it's not going to work out all the time. And that's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that as long as I know that I'm trading my setup and then I'm buying at the best place possible. But what J Rock did was he knew exactly what he was doing and where he was getting in at. So it made it easier for him to take that trade and for him to continue on. But like I said, I want to when I get questions that I'll answer, it's going to be questions that show that you really want to know what's going on. Because again, asking me if it's too late to get in a trade or if it's still time to get into a trade, I can say yes to that question, but the price target could be still like 10% away. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, well, my target is here, so technically it's not too late to get into the trade. And the better question would be, where is the price target? Where is support? Where is it headed? Something like that. So just so you have a better understanding of what's going on, because again, that shows that you really are ready to learn on your own. Again, like I said, listen, and last thing about this before we move on is I'm not holding anybody back. If you ask the right questions, you're gonna get the answers out here. Trying to mimic, my screens, my charts, or stuff like that is not gonna help you become a better trader if you don't know what you're looking at, if you don't know why you're doing these things. There's a why behind things so, and that's just what it is. You gotta know the why behind it and why you're doing it. And because again, like what just if y'all want to know something, if what impressed me is seeing those consistent profits. Like I said, what J Rock did, it's not the biggest profit in the community all the time. You know what I mean? But making a consistent $500+ on every single trade, that's a pretty substantial move, over the course of a week, and just to continue doing that and to figure out a way to do that. And then also you're less startled and you're not ready to jump out of a trade because you're in over your head. So again, shout out to him. And let's just keep it moving. KK, let's talk about Tesla. Let's talk about what happened with Tesla, because that was a pretty good move. And I'm gonna bring up the chart while we have this discussion, because this
Oh
was a
man.
you start from you can go
I'm,
ahead and I'm gonna bring the
well,
chart.
we'll start from Sunday because everything for me starts from Sunday. It starts from talking about the charts and writing the levels and setting my levels on my chart. So, I just basically, I think it was Tuesday, I was like, yeah, I liked how Tesla closed. It was looking bullish, and I was like, all right, it looked like it want to make a move. And so I said something in the chat, and Antoine was like, he called me like, yo, I mean, that's cool and everything, KK. Like, yeah, I see you. I feel what you're saying, blah, blah, blah. But look where Tesla came all the way down here to support and ran all the way $16. That was the fucking, ooh, I'm sorry. That was the move. Like, sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. But he was like, that was the move. Like, that was where you wanted to buy at, because that was the power move. I want you to make those type of profits. So I'm like, all right, say less, because all he got to do is tell me one time, and now my radar's up. So Tesla just happened to give that same. It pulled all the way back that same to that same support the very next day,
So hold on.
and
So hold on before you continue. So just so everybody can follow along, because I posted the chart late. I brought it up late. So this is where she pointed out Tesla in the chat right here on Tuesday, because it closed over this 200 moving average, and it was a hammer, nice strong hammer. She was just, Tesla would look like it wanted 300 over, over that 290. Of course, 300 was in play, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, so that's where but like I told her, I said this is the real move on Tesla was when it pulled down here that day.
Right.
That's where it should have been bought. That's a key level. So yeah, so go ahead, you can continue now. I just wanted to show them.
So basically, when it did, you see where it closed the next day. It closed right at that level. So I'm gonna get one contract, but I said nah. I'm gonna grab a couple today because this is getting ready to do this move. Like it pulled back to support again, and it didn't lose it. So I got in that trade. I mean, the rest is history. Y'all seen the contract. Like I'm on the phone, y'all. Go ahead.
But yeah, she did a pretty good job on that contract, and but like I said, I posted in the chat that night because, you know, so I didn't even have to tell her to go back and find this move the next day. What she did was she took the feedback, and before I can say anything to her the next day, she was already locked in on Tesla. I didn't even get into Tesla because I was focusing on other things, right? But yeah, so she bought Tesla on this move. And then right after the market closed, there was tariff talk, and then everything started to die. So I reinforced in the chat, man, because it was it was some conversation about, why that was not a good idea to buy Tesla there. And I'm like, look, that was a key level. Even if the market is dead afterwards. Now, again, this is where it closed, but the tariff talk came after the market and everything was down. And I'm like, look, I would trade this over and over again at this level, and then the next morning when the market opened, Tesla, you see where it opened back over that level where it closed at, and it ran all the way up from that level. You know what I mean? So she cleared like over like about two bands off of that play, just buying at key levels and stuff like that. But the thing is, though, if she didn't post that in the chat, I wouldn't have saw it, and I wouldn't have called her and told her like, look, nah, don't worry about that move. They're going up there. If it was to come back down here, because it's the real move, then you buy there. It came down there and she took advantage of it. Those are the moves that we like to take. We want to take the moves where the high probability moves at key levels. I'm not chasing those stocks that everybody else already chasing and that they already, that market makers ready to pull the bid on. You know what I mean? They feed the ducks and then they pull the bid. That's not going to be me. And I mean, it happens to all of us, but I want the high probability trades. But this is a good opportunity. This is a good example of, if you see something, say something. And I'm a coach, so I'm a critique you. I'm gonna give you, the feedback. Like KK ain't take what I say as um as me criticizing her. She took it as constructive. It was like me giving her some tweaks so she could so she could make a better move, and she capitalized on it exponentially. And that's what I'm looking for. So when I'm asking y'all, post, if you see something, say something, post your thoughts. I mean, sometimes your raw thoughts alone just be enough, and there's nothing to be tweaked about. But at the end of the day, if not sharing your thoughts because you don't want the feedback or stuff like that, that can hinder everybody, because like I said, I'm not watching everything at every time. I'm not the one seeing I'm trading the same stocks, unless there's a catalyst that I found or know about, and watching a spike in something or volume or anything. And but I don't see everything. So I'm like, if y'all see something, say something. Like I said, the fear is going to hold you back from everything that you're looking to do in this market. So just know that, and just keep on moving, man, and just don't let the fear of being coached or anything stop you. Because think about it like that. If you're trying to go where trying to get better with your trading or trying to be who you are, you got to be bold. Think about it. I got to call out trades every day, and if a trade don't work out, I got to cut it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like who cares? If you trade your setup, you can stand behind that trade and move on to the next trade. Like we thought after this market closed right here, Tesla was dying in the after hours because of the tariff talk. I came in there while the market was dying and still stood on business as far as me still would trade this level. Still open here though, and it ran up to there, so it gave everybody another opportunity at market open to take that move. But yeah, so but like KK said, it started the week before because we were talking about, Tesla, and all the whole market was down. But we were looking for that possible pivot, that breakout, and that's what we got here. we had this already pointed out, and this was already drawn here on last Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And you see what happened, broke up, gave us a flagpole, and then started bullish flagging here. So and so it's just crazy. We got a lot. And Tesla's at another level right now and finished just at the non-EMA right now, since we're, excuse me, talking about Tesla. So and I'm not gonna since I'm on this chart, I'm gonna hit it while I'm on it right now. So I mean, if Tesla was to find a way to from here, if it was to find a way to go to clear that 276.10, I'm looking forward to make another move back up there to 286, 286 65, right there to retest there, and then possibly over that to 302.72. And that's up there at the 50-day EMA, right? So, but if we were to lose that 260.57, then we could possibly make a move back down to retest that 256 and then possibly 252 and possibly 249. So, it's just a lot going on. But at the end of the day, we just got to just keep the market, just understand that the market is just it's a tool, right? And based on how we utilize that, we can make a whole lot of money if we can make a whole lot of money if we just follow, understand what we got going on, and just just continue to learn and understand that every day is going to be something else to learn in the market. You're never going to know everything. So yeah.
And I just want to shout you out because, Antoine is super hard on me, and I love it because I want to be the best. Like, if you want to be the best at something, then I want to talk to the people that's the best. I want to surround myself with people that's doing well and know how to do this so that I can be better. So I'm just he wants to do that for everybody, but we have to engage. We have to be in the chat, ask these questions, because like I said, one question that I asked netted me almost $2,000 in one play, just because I put a thought out there so that he could give me more context to it. And I mean, if we all was doing that, I just know everybody would be. If you're not where you want to be, you would be there.
Yeah, true, true, true. And so yeah, we're gonna keep it moving, man. Again, just like again, I ain't gonna I ain't gonna preach here today. Just gonna try to move on with the market. But just remember, y'all miss out on some of the moves. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this though. I am gonna say this because I know it's gonna be people that's gonna watch this later. And I'm a little bit more hybrid now with the stream, because I don't want to be tethered to certain days. And then because again, I can hop on and give y'all that hour, right? And I like that we move the stream to the Discord the Discord stream channel as opposed to the Zooms, because this is easier for everybody. But and that makes it easier for me too. Like, I mean, I could get on there for an hour and even without a trade idea and play or whatever. But I'd rather be on there when there's something, when I'm cooking. Like remember Thursday when Thursday I didn't get on in the morning. I didn't have a trade idea in mind. I didn't have a trade and idea in mind for Thursday, and I didn't plan on getting on that Thursday morning. But I posted in the chat that in the afternoon I would get on there like 3:30 because I had app loving in mind. It took off before I got to before 2:30. I mean, it took off before 3:30. It took off like around 2:30, and I had to call that trade out and just posted the commentary in the market talk channel or whatever. And the rest is history. That was a pretty big trade. We profit. It was a really, really big profit on that one. So yeah, but that's the type of thing I like to do. I like to be hybrid where, if I got an idea and I'm cooking, that's when you want me on there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to just be on there just for the hell of it and trying to like, okay, well, since I'm on here, let me find something. And then that end up not being the trade that I'm really, you know what I mean? I want to I want to be in my zone when I'm on there. So that's what I'm doing. So y'all will. So I mean, but that being said, if there's time, of course I'm gonna let you know. Like if it's a Tuesday, I'll let y'all know in the morning, before like hours before in the chat that this is the time I'm planning on being on there if I'm going to be on there that day. But like I said, it can be any day of the week. But I'm gonna let y'all know so in advance, so y'all know that's what I'm planning on doing. If there's an opportunity for that, or be like, look, I'm hopping on. But but yeah, we just gotta. I want to make sure that we are on the same page with that, and that we are just locking in and doing what we need to do. But yeah, so it's just going we gotta this you see how Q1 ended, man. Like to clear that much money that we cleared in from January the 2nd through March the 28th was like 19.2K buying one contract, you know what I mean? And that's not earnings, not even, so yeah, that's a pretty good thing. And like I said, clearing over 6 bands for the month for March Madness, that was pretty good too. So, and again, like I said, it's a lot of y'all that buy more than one contract. So if you just to imagine if you took every single trade, like I said, if you just wanted, like now I'm gonna do the clean slate talk again every quarter. So now if you miss Q1, you got a clean slate again to like forget the fogginess. It's gonna get foggy sometimes. You know what I mean? You're gonna miss a shot. You're gonna miss a 3-pointer sometimes. You're not gonna hit every shot. But at the same time, it's like don't let that cloud your memory. You got to go back and read them scriptures again. Like, damn, look what we did over the last 90 days. Look what we did over the last 60 days. Look what we did over the last 30 days. Look what we did over the last week. It always end up a strong net profit. So you just can't let one trade. But when you're leveraging too much money, of course that one trade gonna throw you off your pivot. You know what I mean? So that's why it's a process in place for a reason. Like I said, I'm not better than anybody in life as a person, you know what I mean? But I am better than a lot of people as a trader because I've been doing it for a long time. I've already taken the losses. It's the losses that y'all have yet to take. And if you're greater than me, then you won't have to take certain losses because you're gonna read that book and you're gonna be like, all right, cool. Well, I know there's a pothole right there and there's a black hole right there. I don't need to fall in that black hole to know that some dangerous shit is in that black hole. If somebody pointed it out, I ain't got to go there. Let me go around it and make it easier for, the people after me. So it's just like it's a lot for us to do, man. It's a lot more for us to take. But I'm saying like you can do it your own way. That's fine. I'll use KK as an example a lot because like I said, at this point now, I'll be out of town and I'll hit KK like, look, I'm not around. I need you to call out a play for the team. I was thinking about strangling this or doing this or Meta maybe watch Meta for me. If it hit these levels, I want you to do this. She hit me like, okay, Meta's at these key levels. What you want me to do? I'm like, find some strikes. I trust you. She trying to run strikes past me. I'm like, nope, don't send me nothing. Whatever you alert to the team is what I'm gonna get. You know what I'm saying? And I'm at that level with her because I train her and I trust her. I trust her mindset. So with the elements that I taught her, she built her own person. So everybody want to jump straight to building their own person, but you don't know how to trade yet. You got to learn the fundamentals first. You got to be consistent. Hitting a big win here and there every now and then is not trading. That's gambling. You got to have a system. You got to know you want to trade like a business if you want to quit your jobs. Again, everybody got, a lot of people got their own businesses doing their own things, got ventures and stuff that they want to do, but don't have the capital or don't have the time because they tethered to those people. You know what I'm saying? And those people are doing their, you're creating passive income for them. And there's nothing wrong with working for people. Nothing wrong with that. I hate that the narrative that people make that like you have to have your own business. You don't. But time is something that you can't get back. So it's like if we in a system like this, like I said, to clear 20K or like I said, to 19.2, that's $800 worth. And actually it was closer because we got that other profit. I told you I left a few hundred off that other trade, but I'm gonna keep it at 19.2. That's fine. 19.2 for 3 quarters, for the first 3 months of the year. That's on the course for 80K this year, and that's just, that's certain doctors' salaries and stuff like that. That's top level CCNA networking administrator money. You know what I'm saying? So and you doing that off of one contract and it's net profit. So if you're not clearing that much money, you hit a few trades every now and then. If you're not clearing that type of money or the monthly money that we're making monthly when it rounds itself out, why not just try it out? You know what I mean? If you're the type of person that buy 30 contracts, okay, well, buy one contract of each of my trades and see don't you make out every week and every month. You know what I'm saying? Like, cut the losses where you're supposed to cut them. That's where I was going with this story, and we're going to cut this. But Mondays and Wednesdays, y'all know that according to even the options trading Bibles, if there were 2 days that I had to choose not to trade, it would be those days. Mondays are indecision days, and Wednesdays are the lowest volume days. So, you're likely to dance with the market makers on those days because, there isn't a lot of volume to move those stocks. It's easy manipulation. So, I try not to trade on those days unless there's a catalyst. That being said, so if I was to swing something, because sometimes I see an opportunity, I'm like, okay, although I'm off on Wednesday and I got plans, I don't want my team to miss out on this trade. But, I'm like, okay, cool. We got parameters set in place. We got notifications that come out on Wednesday mornings that say this is a Wednesday and that, you should take profit or cut trades at the 30% if, we got certain parameters in place that you would follow if I'm not around. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to I want to still feel comfortable knowing that, damn, if I'm not going to be around on Wednesday because it's my off day and I got things planned, that if I see an amazing opportunity heading into Wednesday, heading into the close on Tuesday, that I feel comfortable knowing that my team is going to follow the process if they don't know how to recharge. Cut that trade down 30% if if it's not working out. You know what I mean? Don't let it go lower than that, expecting someone to tell you something because I'm not there. If I'm not there, I can't tell you nothing, but I'm expecting you to do what you're supposed to do, right? And or to ask some questions or something. Maybe it'll get somebody's attention. Or if I'll see it, I'll answer, especially about something like that regarding one of my trades. And but I don't want to miss out on those opportunities. There will be so many opportunities in this market cycle. We got crazy volatility. We got a big week coming up, and there will be more big weeks coming up. So I just don't want to do that, but I want to make sure that I know that that most of the people are following that and know that I can trust that happens because I feel like a lot of people missed out on the app loving trade on Thursday because they had to cut meta on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you can't control what the market is going to do when the market does what it does. You know what I'm saying? So, we made like a ban off Meta on Monday. You know what I'm saying? We made $3,000 off Meta the week before then, different trades. But, so a lot of people that miss those trades, like, you know what? I missed app loving, but I'm not going to miss this trade, and then jump in that trade and then got to cut it. But then I'm just afraid that people don't do that though. And I'm going to basing this off of DMs that I get like, later on, late in the day, like, are we still in such and such? And and those be the dreadful DMs that you get. I'm like, well, should have cut that trade down 30%. Or why didn't you ask that question when it was heading close to that margin and stuff like that? But yeah, I don't want to leave y'all out on those days. And again, like I told you, with the hybrid Zooms or streams now, there will be, we got situations where we will be trading on those days on any day of the week. So just I want that to be a thing, and I just want everybody to kind of look forward more to that. And let's get this money, man. Again, like I said, this is a big month, big week coming up. We got Powell. They sending Powell out there on Friday, and I'm gonna get to that too. They sending Powell out there on Friday. Now, KK, did you have anything else you wanted to say um, before I get into this economic data?
No, I mean, you said everything that needed to be said.
Cool. So
I
yeah,
mean,
but no, they sending Powell out there on Friday at 11:25 a.m. You know what I mean? I gotta look a little deeper to see why they sending them out there, but y'all already know the vibes. They only send Powell out there for one or two reasons: to take the market up or to bring the market down. We don't know what non-farm payroll is going to do on Friday, and I'm gonna tell you this though. Powell says now, I don't know about the non-farm payrolls, but Powell says he always know at least the day before CPI and PPI and PCE data. So we got a whole week before the biggest jobs report of the year, right? But they sending Powell out there on Friday at 11 something after the non-farm payroll data comes out on Friday. So I got to figure that out. I got to figure that out too and figure out what's going on. And they got Cook. They got Vice Chair Jefferson coming out there noon on Thursday. They sending Cook. I don't know what they got her coming out there for on at 2:30. So it's a lot of stuff must be going on. And these Fed I told y'all before, the Fed members, they are levies. They are market levies to kind of tame the market and at different times. So, we got a big week coming up. We got a big week coming up. But yeah, so just to go through these Fed speakers quickly, we got Barkin on Tuesday at 9 a.m. We got Kugler Wednesday after the close, 4:30. Like I said, we got Jefferson at noon on Thursday. Cook, Governor, she's out there on Thursday at 2:30. Powell Friday at 11:25. Yeah, 11:25. We got Barr at noon, and we got Waller at 12:45 p.m. So they got a lot of Fed speakers. Maybe that's a conference or something. I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. And so yeah, but then we got economic data. We got ISM manufacturing PMI Tuesday, JOLTS data on Tuesday. We got the ADP non-farm payrolls Wednesday. We got jobless claims Thursday, ISM services PMI Thursday, and then we got the jobs report on Friday. So we got a big week. But again, I'm gonna find out more about Powell, what's going on there. And so again, this may be some opportunities. And then I don't know if y'all have been paying attention to what's been going on over the weekend. So yeah, so Trump, he said he's Trump is out here doing what he's doing again, right? You know what I mean? So he's talking about now putting tariffs on oil coming out of Russia. And he says he's pissed off at Putin, and he's considering secondary tariffs on all oil coming out of Russia if there is no ceasefire with Ukraine that happens, right? So we're gonna see how the futures digest that tonight. But so far, you see how the market was finishing around heading into this week. I mean, this how the market kind of closed out this week. I'm gonna start off QQQ for a second. Let me switch over, and then we can kind of just look into what's going on here. There's a lot going on. Too much, man. Okay, excuse my charts, man. So look, all right, man. So it's a lot. Like I said, I know we talked about a lot of this stuff, man, but it's just a lot of stuff that we should possibly consider that's happening for the first time in a while. So the first thing, when you look at the NASDAQ 100, we're 7% away from bear market territory, right? And this will be the first time since 2022. Yeah, since 2022. And yeah, we can't stop it. We can't stop it here. Let me just show you. If we can't put a stop to this, then it's gonna happen. And I just don't want to be in a situation where we're just we're not really in on, I want to be involved in everything that's happening in the market as far as we got this level marked here. So we got level here. But yeah, so we'll see what happens, because I mean, it's a lot of levels that can actually be hit if this comes down. Now I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you can see this a little better. How we went up there and we rejected the 200 moving average, and we got, look, so this is the thing. We got the 50 about to cross below the 200. It's a death cross, right? So yeah, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, a lot to consider. And I just want to make sure that everyone is locked in on what's going on, so that way there's no one that can say that they weren't aware of this whole situation, right? So you see, and this is I like these little consolidation clusters. This will be a bear flag if you look at this in the right. Let me move this out of here, straighten this out a little bit. We got this flag here. And I like when we get these consolidation clusters that last for several weeks. These be the big ones right here. And so this is a flagpole. So if this is a bear flag and it's end up being a bear flag, we're going to at least 440. And now, of course, that wouldn't happen over the course of a day or nothing like that. But, if it breaks down, then, that's an ugly situation. That's a really ugly situation. I mean, the market ran up quite a bit. I mean, this may not happen. Bear flags are to be broken and reversed. Have had it happen last week. But again, this is a range. Just pay attention to the range, though. There's a range here. So we can get a bounce off this range and we can continue to play the range. It may not be ready to plunge yet. but that was a lot of volume that came in there last week. So we'll see. I mean, on Friday. So we'll just see what happens. And we got a nice continuation after rejecting these levels. We're gonna see if we get that reversal. But this is what we got going on right here for QQQ. So NASDAQ getting hit pretty hard. And there are a few stocks that can save this, but we'll see what happens. Again, there's some still obviously trade ideas to either way, because again, just because the market is bearish, that doesn't mean that you don't get any pulses and waves in the upside, right? Because that's what the market does. So over 480.52, we can still possibly I said 480, 480.52. Then we could possibly retest that 487, and then over 487, 492, and so on, if we were able to make that move to the upside. But this is a nice range here. If we bounce off the levels that we're on right now, you can also play that too, if you're just playing support and resistance. But if we were to lose that 468 level, that 468, then look for a retest of probably the 460 all the way down. I'll say 465, 74, then 460, and so on. But yeah, so this is a nice setup on QQQ. But again, there's a range here that could be played also. So again, just keep it on watch and go from there. Meta, like Meta right here. Meta did the same thing it did last week. I know we talked about this last Sunday and we played the pivot and we made a lot of money off of it. You see this where Meta closed that last Friday. We swung calls and we got the gap up and we took advantage of that nice move up here. Rejected the 50 EMA, gave us a nice 222 reversal with a continuation to the downside, lost the 9 EMA, retested, rejected, and flushed down to the 200 EMA. But it lines up right here at a strong demand zone for Meta again. So we will see what happened. I mean, the bear volume was pretty strong, and we got a breakout on the volume too here. So we'll just see what happens. But I like Meta here at key levels if we were to get a bounce. But if we don't, then we got a lot of levels that we can take out here for Meta also. So again, I always like to look at both sides because that's why we play options. Over 601.75, and we can possibly retest that 610, 11, possibly even higher, all the way up there to 629. And 629. If we were to lose that 573.92, look for a retest of that that's at 573. Yeah, so look for a retest of that 569.46 and then possibly down to 548.12. So yeah, just keep Meta on watch. I like the setup on here also. Like I said, look, here's a cleaner look at where it is. So, just to put things into perspective, nice clean chart, but it's a bearish engulfing on the weekly too. So keep it on watch. And look, since we got the end of the month, this is how the month is shaping up. Even cleaner to see. So we'll see what happens here, man. Again, a lot of people like to sell when the market is fearful. I mean, the VIX is spiking. Yeah, we got all of this stuff happening, but just good to kind of keep on watch. Now, I am going to show you. We ain't trade gold around here in a while. The last time we traded gold as a team was when Ukraine first got bombed, when it first started happening, and we traded gold and made some nice money off gold. Now gold is on track. Now it's up nearly 18% this quarter, and it's on track for the best quarter it's had since 1986, right? So you see it's in an uptrend, coming retesting, it's riding this 9 EMA. So you can see, right? Look where we are with gold. So things spiked right up this month, right? So people start going into gold like Bitcoin. Look, people say, well, Bitcoin is digital gold, right? But not now. There's so much institutional interest in it, and it's in so many of these stocks now on their balance sheets now. So it's moving with the stock market now. So some people they're going back to gold, and you see, right, we're at highs on gold right now. But I'm just saying this is something to keep on watch. Now we'll see if we actually take out the high and make a move higher to possibly look for some positions. But me, I'll wait for a retest because it looked like it's been retesting the 9 EMA and then making a continuation higher. That's what it's been doing each time. But keep an eye on it. That's just what I say as far as gold goes right now. And One sec. Shout out to Lulu. Shout out to Lulu, man. That was a nice trade last week. And we got a gap down. And again, like I said, we're in a situation right now in this market. So it's a lot of interest. But this would be a good trade. It could be a good trade either way if you look at it as such, right? So I'm just going to say over 304, we can possibly make a move up there to 310.55 and possibly a higher 318.15. If we were to lose that 287.50, look for a move down there to 281.60, 271.43. So keep Lulu on watch. It's in limbo. It's not really in limbo because the earnings was great, but they missed EPS and revenue guidance, So and the earnings call did not help out at all. So yeah, just keep it on watch. Looks pretty good. And here's the bearish engulfing right here on the weekly. So look like it wants to have a continuation. But yeah, keep it on watch. See what happens. Sometimes they like to buy stocks down here, but we'll see what happens. Let's keep it on watch. So Nvidia, man. So this thing, we got a nice 222 continuation after losing the 9 EMA right here. So I'm looking for, well, I'll start with the upside on this one. If we were to clear that 112.87, we can possibly make a move back up there to 115.07, 115.96 and higher. If we were to lose that 107, 109.07, look for a retest of 104. Look for a retest of 104.76 for Nvidia. And here's the weekly on there also, just so you can see how we got a nice 222 reversal. I mean, that 222 reversal played out to perfection. It could bounce there. It don't look like it wants to bounce there. Though. I don't see a level how, it could bounce there, could bounce there, but yeah, it could bounce there, but because the 222 reversal played out to perfection. So already, but bearish, everything bearish right now. So we'll see what happened. We got the MACD line crossing the signal line, and we got a red oscillator bar. Let's just see if we can get a continuation. The volume was low, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it looked like a clear path down to retest that 104.76 to me from here. Microsoft is nice. Microsoft is at a support level here on the daily, but yeah, it's at a support level here on the daily. So what I'll say about this one is you could play this multiple ways. If it was to bounce here, Microsoft going to bounce with the market. So if the market starts to bounce, Microsoft will be one of the first they buy up because like it's normally one of the first ones they sell when everything dumps off, right? So I'll say I would look for it to bounce here. Look for a nice bounce here off this level because that's what it's done a lot of times at this particular area. But it could also, I'm going to look at the weekly for a second too, but let me just give you some levels first. If we were to clear that 389.13, look for, 389.18, I would look for a move back up over 392 and then 396. They would be my targets on Microsoft to the upside. If we were to lose that 376.93 area, look for a retest of that 372.06 for Microsoft. And I mean, it could possibly go even lower. I mean, I had it was a big volume spike on there, and that would be a nice move down to 392.06 would be a cool place, but we'll see what it does after it reaches there. That's probably where it would bounce if it doesn't bounce right here. So, and again, it don't have that many touches on this area. So nice bearish engulf in there. We'll see if we get a continuation. But right now, it looks like it could possibly bounce there if the market bounces. Because again, all this tariff talk and everything that we're getting right now, even what happened with the futures right now, if the futures get too bad and we feel like, okay, this is a good buying opportunity. People are going to buy the U.S. when our stock market opens. People are going to buy anyway, or before the futures, before the market open. We'll start buying the dip on that stuff anyway, if that's what's supposed to happen, right? So just keep it on watch, and we will see what happens. Speaking of Bitcoin, whatever, let's talk about MicroStrategy here. So this was a nice flush here on Friday too. So this stock, 1 second, let me just zoom out. Yeah, almost everything has a bearish engulfing now, right? Almost everything has a bearish engulfing. And again, I'm not saying that we can't get any continue. I mean, we can't get any bounces, but we just lost and close under a support level here on MicroStrategy. So under that 289.25, looking for a retest of 275, and then possibly 257.99 down there. So, but if we were to clear, we were to get over that 320.80, I would look for a move up there to 340 and 356.84 for MicroStrategy. A lot of strong volume going in there, but it was I believe Bitcoin came down a lot too. So, but yeah, I like this though because it looked like it has a nice range on the way down. You look at it, so keep that one on watch also. Back to App Loving. So look, App Loving finished inside on the day. A lot of people think they're finished selling because think about it. The whole market crashed on Friday. Well, it didn't crash, but everything came down on Friday. And people thought they were going to participate in App Loving now. Nah, you had to catch it when we caught it. The news broke and everything started dying, right? But it started to marinate more after the market closed, so people thought they would participate in that. One is a neutralizing candle. We're finished inside on Friday after we flushed it down on Thursday, right? So right now it's a neutralizing situation right here for App Loving. Now if I'll say over 286.91, we could possibly retest 299 286 what else, 286 91, look for a retest of 299.20, then 303, 318, 325, and so on, right? But if we were to lose that 240, lose 240, 264, look for a retest of 244.92, 234.56, and then possibly even lower. So just keep this one on watch. If the 200 EMA doesn't save it, then it's lights out. Yikes, right? So this is the third short report that has come out on App Loving over the last for the last 3 weeks, right? And but the CEO already came out and addressed the situation, but we don't, and like I said, for the stock to hold up on a day like Friday when the market was selling off, it was easy to sell App Loving in that situation, but there were people buying it up. I don't know if it was, the company itself, but it was certain people buying it like, it's going to be unfounded and they're going to buy it up. So, and a lot of people believe in the company. You got to look at it. This is a stock that was up north of $500 a few months ago, like back in February, right? So it's down 50%, like 50% from there. So people looking at it like that. Okay, this short report is going to blow over. App Loving was over $500 a month and a half ago. We're going to buy here. So some people buying here. I mean, it's back down here anyway. So we'll see what happens. But we'll watch it accordingly. We'll trade it accordingly. So yeah. Goldman Sachs, I like to catch it at key levels and look where it is right now. It's at the perfect place where it should be at heading into jokes data. It's at the perfect place where we should be headed at, where should be sitting at heading into the jobs report and the unemployment rate. You know what I mean? So and payrolls. So I like it. I like it here. So we'll see what happens because again, it wouldn't be the first time that it lost the 200 EMA, right? After rejecting the 9 EMA. So what we'll do is you'll keep an eye on it. And say, ooh, so yeah, so I mean, if we We got a few levels that we could hit here on the stock. I'll say if we are able to clear that 560.50, look for a move back up there over to I said 560.50, right? So yeah, 560.50. So over 560.50, look for a move back up there to that 573.45. That's a gap fill. Bearish gap fill area. That's where that would be my first target, my first real target there. I mean, you could use the bottom of the gap fill area as a target, but I feel like if we clear the 9 EMA and we got some strength, that's probably where we could go on there. So that's where I would be looking for. But again, like you can always use the top of the bottom of the gap fill as a target also, because that could be used as resistance at times. So that could be a area too. If we were to lose that 537.71, look for a move back down there to 526, 526.66, and then possibly 520. So, but it's a nice little range for it. I mean, if it bounced here, that would be great, though. It would be great. But you see the area here, right? So let me just zoom out for a second because this chart is a little cluttered because I traded a lot. So it makes things a lot clearer when you zoom out and see where price is, right? So we'll see. It's not quite a bearish engulfing. It is an outside candle, but it's not a bearish engulfing. So we got a 223 on the Goldman Sachs. So we'll see what actually happens here and see what they do with the price. I mean, I like to trade it a lot, so we'll be keeping it on watch for to make sure that I mean, if it's in play or not, we'll be watching it and go from there. And let me hit this one really quickly. All right, cool, man. So here we go, man. We got Apple here. Another stock that's weak right now, and lost its 9 EMA here on the daily. So we'll be watching Apple too. I mean, Apple was one of them stocks where, man, you got to just be careful with it because like news just come out randomly for Apple, and they be finding like a lot of times when Apple's selling off, it be I don't know, it'll be a lot of things that cause the stock to sell off, but then the same news we'll get like it'll just be some random report in China that'll cause the stock to run the other way. So we just got to keep Apple on watch in a different way. It didn't sell off as much as the other stocks with the sell off on Friday because it had already been selling off, and you see we started getting a reversal, but it never cleared the 90. I mean the 50. I'm sorry, the 200 EMA. It just rejected here nicely. Nice rejection off of here before the flush on Friday. So it was trying to hold like it was trying to reverse course, as you can see here before we got that 222 reversal. So is that a 212 reversal that we got right here? So but yeah, what I would do as far as Apple, as far as trading it, I mean, if it was to clear that 223.81, then you can possibly trade it up to the 228. I mean, there's a gap fill before that, but I'll be looking for that. Yeah, so what I say, 223.81. So let's say no 223.95. Let's get over 223.95, right? Let's get over that. Over 223.95, we could play it up to this gap fill area up here at 227.48, and then the 228.39. That would be my targets for Apple to the upside. Now, if we were to lose that 217.68, look for a move down here, back down to 215 and then 211.36. But yeah, keep Apple on watch. Again, it's just a tricky one to trade. You trade it when it got momentum and it's in flow. Yeah, we got that reversal here too. So and yeah, we'll see what happens because it didn't really sell off as much. Like I said, as far as the other stocks go, I felt like people are going to start buying these stocks soon. So again, keep them on watch. This is the last one for me here is IWM. It's an ETF that tracks the Russell 2000, the small cap stocks. And right now, they are under pressure, but it's at support right here. So a good way to trade this, if it was to lose that 199, if it was to lose that 199.38, then we can get a move back down there to 196.56 if we were to, and then possibly lower, but I think it could possibly bounce there. If we were to found a way, because it sold off quite a bit on Friday, but if we were to clear that 204.58, I will look for a move back up there to 206 and then possibly up to 208.26. But again, keep it on watch. And again, that's all I have for now, fam. I'll see y'all next week. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. It feels great outside. And yeah, happy trading. Thank
Thank
y'all.
you.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
No problem.